How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, tell me more about yourself. Like I know you like 2 days, 1 day, two. I met you twice. This is the second time. Can you tell me more about yourself?
Absolutely. Like the full story or like?
Or like a full but for twins.
I hear that. No, like originally from New York, middle child, graduated from public business school out there. From there, I managed to get contracted to work out in California, but because of COVID, I spent like an extra year working in New York, flew out to California, didn't really like it that much.
Compared with New York?
Compared to New York, because I lived in San Francisco. I lived in downtown San Francisco.
Oh my god, San Francisco, I love.
Have you seen videos? I mean, I know you've been there, but like, have you seen like the homeless situation?
Oh
like,
yes, of course.
It's insane. It's
well,
insane.
compared with New York?
Compared to New York? No, yeah, I know what you mean. Because I was talking to like a doc, because I got into an accident where like I pretty much got scarred. You can see right there, like, got scarred. Yeah, like this was open because like this woman was like intoxicated and she hit me on the scooter. Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
I have like a bitter taste of like San Francisco, but
for me, San Francisco was like about nice food, nice people.
No, the food was amazing.
Yeah, views, yeah, nature is nice there. Pacifica, like village or some Pacifica town up like north.
Cross the bridge? Cross the Golden State Bridge? Or are you talking about?
And other side, like north.
Oh, Pac Heights. Pacific Heights?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. I know what you're talking about, like by, not, is it the bay? But like where like all the tourists are, like it's like right by the water. You still get to see like the bridge. Did you go to, what is it, Museum of Fine Arts or something like that?
I've been there like 4 or 5 days. I was just traveling like to ocean, just sitting next to ocean, having sun, thinking about love.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous out there. So I spent a year there, and then I was like, okay, like either I go back home or like I visit some other place. Like I was considering Florida and Texas. So I had already done a week in Miami. Wasn't really a fan of it like that. Different lifestyle out there. Compared to New York, compared to San Francisco, like it's very, very braggadocious, like very expensive, very rich.
Miami.
Yeah, especially because everyone's like on a boat, everyone's like flashy. Like,
I know, a lot of people move from New York to San Francisco, Miami.
Yeah, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
Compared with New York, yeah.
100%. And like the weather too, like it's amazing. Like,
yeah.
If you like the warmth, I know you like cold.
It was humid, and it was like a storm, floating everywhere that time I've been there.
It's typical. It's tropical.
Well, twice I've been there, it was really bad.
Where did you go?
February and June, this June.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was Miami. I'm not lucky. I'm so not lucky. All my friends love Miami. I'm like.
It's a nice nightlife. If you go out.
Well, I sleep at night.
Yeah, like if you go out, like yeah, it's great. Like the music's great, the vibes great, the people, especially at night, it's like everyone's like vibing, everyone's like dancing. So.
And so like New York, San Francisco, then you checked Miami.
I checked Miami, then I came here for a week, and I was very invested. I fell in love with like not only the food but then the people. It's very outdoorsy, right? It's like everywhere you go, you still feel like being a part of outside, right? It's like you know, they do a good job out here with like the architecture and like, you know, even my company here, like they have a lot of like outdoor space, so like I get to like sometimes work from outside a bit. I can like go on the phone and like.
Oh, that's nice here. We'll film it later. That's really nice here. Okay, and so in New York you dated someone.
Yes.
And compared with like New York and Austin, dating life.
Well, so it's been like now at this point like a couple months, right? Since I broke it up, I think having experienced a little bit of the dating life out here.
So when did you break up? You say?
This was in end of July.
End of July. And how long have you had a relationship? For
6 years.
6 years.
6 years, yeah. It's a lot.
In New York, it started in New York, right?
Yeah, so there was a mix between New York and Jersey, California, and then here.
Wow, well, like 6 years, especially if you met someone in New York and you dated for 6 years, it gives us a lot of luck.
yeah, it's a lot of luck, it's a lot of compromises.
Yeah, a lot of hope, like, I don't know, I feel sometimes I thought that in New York you can meet someone but for like few months, but not for years. Like for years, there are a lot of people. If you check my last video I posted today, it was a girl who said like, because a lot of girls, like a lot of beautiful girls, you can switch them like that. You can date a lot of girls at the same time. And for girls, I'm not sure how about guys, but for girls, like so we don't hear about a lot of stuff like sexual stuff. So for girls, like sex is more like, kind of like commitment
Yes.
compared with the guys I know at least. And I don't know, I couldn't date anyone in the same time. Like, so I could date only one person in the same time. Only. Like,
Yeah.
never.
Exclusive.
Yes. Even if you didn't discuss that, but I couldn't. I just couldn't date anyone else. But I was sure that that guy dated some people.
Yeah, I think, and as a guy who's, I went to an all-guy school for high school, right? So, and I still have a lot of male friends. I think the thing is, guys, we fulfill different needs, right? Like we have certain needs compared to women. Like for women, like when it comes to like at least intimacy, like sex, it's not really a priority. Like they can get by. But I think like as a man, there's something biological that like drives us to keep that as like at least maybe not number one priority for some guys, the weirdos. Number one priority, maybe top five, maybe top five.
Okay. Okay. So like that girl you dated for 6 years, how did you meet her in New York?
I met her through a program I was in. I was in a professional program that basically connected like people like me, like who are like minorities, to like different corporate companies, and we happened to meet through that.
And she works for the same.
No,
like,
she works for a whole different thing.
Okay. And okay, so you met her there.
Yeah.
Then you moved with her to San Francisco.
Yes.
I forgot you moved because of the work, right?
Correct.
Of your work.
My
and
work.
she moved with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Okay, and like, how was that? Because I was always thinking if you move somewhere, like it's the end of relationship.
Right. So that was that was one of the first things I told her right when I got the job because I'm young, right? Like I'm not older than I'm not even 30. So I told her I was like, listen, like this is a huge opportunity for me.
How old are you?
26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
I had told her I was like, listen, like this is an opportunity I can't pass on. Like if you want to cut your losses with me now, because I didn't have to move to San Francisco by all means. But I did welcome her. I was like, hey, like if you want to move out there with me, I'm open to that because I knew that she was responsible. She was very conscious of like the way she took care of herself. I mean, I was with her for that reason. So I was like, hey, like you want to come to San Francisco? Like we can do it. She said, yeah. Like she gave a couple days to like think about it, and then she came.
Couple days. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Days.
Okay. And what did she do? Like she was working that time.
She works in consulting, so she doesn't necessarily have to be based in New York.
So she was working online. She doesn't care where to be, right?
Exactly.
What about time zone? She changed it, and she was working for New York.
So she had to. So her client, coincidentally, her client was based in California. So it would have been easier for her to work in the East Coast, but then so for her, like instead of having to work like let's say like 12 to 4, because like she only has to like she's basically around meetings. Like if anything, she has to basically work 9 to 5 with me. So it worked out perfectly.
That's okay.
Yeah, she worked out perfectly.
That's so okay. Well, yeah, like she was singing 2 days. And like a couple of days, and she decided to move with you. How long did you know her before?
About a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was mind blown too when I first heard it. I was like, oh, she's down. Okay, like.
For example, if she would say no, like I'm not gonna move with her, what is?
Then I had to call it quits because I know how I've seen how a long distance relationship typically pans out, and it's very taxing on each other. Like in a sense of like like. To different times is like for California to New York it's a 3-hour difference. Yeah. So I really have to talk to her like late at night for me. Yeah. After I do all my errands, and then like it's so expensive to go back and forth between New York and San Francisco, so it just wouldn't pan out the way I'd like to. So you prefer
to like break up with her, like?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but what about job? You would choose job, right?
100%. I grew up poor. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
But love, like if she's like your soulmate for your whole life, you fit your vibe, no?
I mean, I'm not. Do I believe like I don't know. Like I don't really believe in the idea of soulmates. I think I believe people are willing to take chances and take risks, right? Like so maybe I like the color green, but you like the color red. right? But then somewhere in between, we're like, you know what? Or like red and blue would be like, you know, we'll settle for purple, like a mix of the two.
Okay.
Like I believe in that, but like soulmate, like I don't know. I never grew up into watching that type of stuff.
Oh my god, I watched like thousands of this type of stuff. Like I was like, where is my soulmate? Like till New York. Like in New York, I totally changed my mind because now I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure if I believe in soulmates anymore.
There's just so many people out there.
So many people, everyone wants like different stuff. Everyone is like not sure what they want in a relationship mostly. Like you can date people for like you can date girls being a guy for like a year still not knowing what you want.
Exactly.
And for me, this is a deal breaker. Like I'm not dating someone who doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't like me after some days, okay, we break up. But you have to know what you want and you have to not waste my time because you're wasting my time. And like my time, I could invest this time to like in myself. I could go like to have vacation or like anything.
That's true.
Like, I could do like podcasts, anything. But you're wasting my time and
you know, that's what I noticed too. Like I don't want to fast forward into you mentioned like Austin dating, but when I've spoken to the very few people that I've come across, they don't understand the concept of time, right? Like you mentioned, like you don't want to waste time. What is wasting time for them if they're not doing anything?
in Austin, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad. That's bad.
It could be something simple as even a coffee date, right? Like I'll go out and like we'll chat and they'll just be like either, oh, I'm a bit late, or like, you know, like, so what are you doing later today? Or like, can you like move, like, why can't you move like this time for us? Like soon. I'm like, I gotta work. I got stuff to do at home. Like gym is very important to me nowadays. I have to cook. My diet's very important for me. It's like I got stuff that to me is very valuable. Like you mentioned, like you have this podcast thing, right? Like that to you is important. That's time consuming.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste something that's valuable, you know, for a guy who doesn't even know what he likes. Like what value to him is like,
Yeah.
you know, like he doesn't even know. Probably he's like, oh, like you might be cute. Like I'll take you out. But it's like, okay, do you know me? Did you read my bio? Did you read my prompts? Like, do you know, like, you took me to a bar, but like, did you know, like, I actually like coffee? But like, I was willing to see you.
Oh my god, that's the thing. Like, I put everywhere that I don't drink alcohol at all, and guys are advising me for like, let's get a drink. Did you even read that?
Did you
I
even
don't.
pay attention?
Yeah, I don't. Like, it's like here. You don't even need to scroll down.
Yeah.
You see it here. I don't drink alcohol. Why are you inviting me for drinks?
Because you're not paying attention.
Yes,
They're
because
not
they don't
listening.
care. They pay attention to the photo, like maybe first two, and that's all. Like, okay, let's go.
Exactly.
No, like here I found it, but in New York I was lucky enough to meet people who or was in the, in the middle of two jobs or stopped work. Like most of my friends in New York, they don't work right now. So like my New York is a bit different.
Yeah.
My New York, my friends were like able to meet me anytime. And they have money, but New York for them is like middle point. So they moved from somewhere, was working a lot, they moved to New York and they just don't want to work anymore. I don't know, at least 5 people I know, like people who moved to New York and they don't want to work.
That's interesting. It's probably because New York is so packed with so many things, right? It's business, it's art, you know, it's entertainment. So it's like you get there, and that's the beauty of like traveling. Like you travel so much, you've seen different lifestyles, you've seen different lives. You know, like you've seen people who probably given up a job and like taking up arts and crafts, or like you know, I gave up working like finance to be a teacher. Like
that people also like I met once a guy. I was actually in a relationship with this guy, and he was like he stopped working for finance for 3 months or something, and he was even thinking like one of our first date was like the date like I was filming him for for a movie shooting for this all the stuff, so like people could consider him for the movie, and I filmed this video for him. It was like first or second date, and it was like really and he
such a very
like movie and finance. Like, well, I've heard that people who are from finance they quit it and they go to so different fields. They go to be artists, to be like anything. But sometimes they just come back to finance.
No, it's true. It's very risky. It's very risky. But that's the beauty of New York. I noticed. It's like people are willing to go there and take risks because there's so many people. There's so many different avenues you can pursue.
There's so many homeless, and I'm like, okay, maybe this homeless became because they tried.
They took a risk. Yeah. It's true. It could be the case.
And here in Austin, are you looking for like someone like you stopped like your last relationship in July, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking for someone right now?
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it, you know? Like, I think we met at the supper club, right?
Yes.
I think for me, I kind of want to approach it because my dating life, if I look at it from like a historical timeline, I think each of my relationships have failed because I didn't get to know them as a friend, right? Like, I think, you know, people jumping into relationships like head
Yeah.
first, it's like you're taking a big risk because you don't know who that person really is because you just met them. Like, just because I post like on like my Tinder or Hinge or whatever, like, oh, like this is what I like. You know, I'm trying to market myself. Like, oh, like I'm this fabulous guy. Like, I'm the best of the best. You swipe on me, I'll make it. You know.
Yeah.
But the reality is like maybe I like to travel. You like to stay at home at night.
Yeah.
That's not compatible.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you know, like.
Well, if you have like a FaceTime all the time, you
Yeah,
know, like
sure,
next to over, showing her over, she's like, and she's using that like FaceTime to a TV so she can see it like in a bigger size. Well, it might work, but yeah, like I totally agree. I had a relationship with someone for 5 years, and I was like so patient about travels, and he hated travels. It was so bad, like every time. Because
I hope he didn't put travel in his bio because
no.
it's a con artist.
Yeah, we met in college, and he was like, that time I couldn't afford travels because I'm also from the family who couldn't afford anything. And so like we used to live with my mom. First, our place where we lived was student accommodation, where I actually like was born. So like the only one Eiffel Tower I could see or like imagine is the Eiffel Tower I could paint. So, yeah, and I was like, I even didn't think that one day I will see that, and another day I already lived in Paris. So like,
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a blessing.
yes, this is the best life. Like
Seriously,
a lot of people complain about life. I love life. Like, love it.
you
Like,
gotta change your scenery.
love it. Life is amazing. Like I don't know. Like life is just amazing.
It's precious, and you do with it. You gotta know what you put in, right? Like you travel. Some people are like, oh, like everything's getting boring. I don't even know what I'm working for. You don't know what you're working for because all you're thinking about is, you know, like the guys that like don't even value time, right? It's like they just date, work, but it's like you don't really.
Oh, I have anxiety from this.
You know, like go on the river, like go canoe, like go for a running club, like.
I have a strange like thing about dates. So I don't like for first dates at least dinner or like grab a drink. I don't like it because first of all I'm shy. Secondly, like I don't feel comfortable. So my best date is to go for a picnic. Yeah, I have a picnic. Like I have a picnic basket.
Oh,
like
actually.
Cute picnic basket.
Like the Winnie the Pooh one.
I love picnics. Like first of all, I can see how the guy cares about like everything, like what he brings for a picnic, what I bring, like he thinks about his date. Because to come to a restaurant, maybe you you get reservation, but you just come there and that's all.
That's very true.
But picnic you have to think in advance. And that's what I love it.
Wow.
Very
methodical.
But yeah, like that guy, like we are good friends right now, but he didn't like travels at all. And my goal was to travel at least once per month, at least. And every month I was leaving for 1 week, so it was like really bad.
It's not gonna work out.
No, and we broke up. Well, yeah, because I moved.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he didn't want to move with me. That isn't like if I date like for serious someone, I really want flexible person. I can't.
Someone who can move with you, especially someone who can work anywhere, like how you kind of working.
Yeah, so if guy works for the office and he can't go anywhere else because, for example, I want to go for my birthday to New York back.
Yeah, you're stuck. Yeah, every time you go somewhere, you have to have to go
I would
back
be
here.
sad. Yes, no. So yeah, and here, like I didn't date here, but a lot. Like I had like a one coffee thing, and it was more like a friendship thing. But I didn't like jump the date in life here. And honestly, I stopped dating. Like, I'm talking about dates, but I stopped dating in New York because I was like really like I lost my home. I was like, no, I can't.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah,
it's very lonely for such a big city. It's a very lonely city.
Yes.
Like we talked about, like on the train, like people just being on their phones, headphones.
Once I smiled to one person, he was like thinking I'm strange. I was happy. Like I was just
no.
I was happy, and the guy was like, "You run."
Yeah.
he ran.
Probably there and that would be like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Because
Like,
in New York, yes, because in New York, if someone smiles to you, you can be like, he'll jump on me with a knife right now or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I started like dating in New York. Right now, I'm open to a date only if I really am curious about the person. Otherwise, I'm not looking for dates like at all. But only if someone like really important or really like interesting for me, and I would like invest my time to that. But now I really love to speak about it because I had a lot, and I want to share this, and I want to ask people how's their dating life. And like in Austin, you said like you want to start with friendship, but like to start with friendship, you have to start with friendship. Like you have to find friends first.
Exactly.
How do you do it?
Different ways, right? The very first thing I did was sign up for a running club, right?
Running club.
Yeah, running club. So we'll meet up like weekly. We'll meet up at a particular spot, like somewhere in the city, and we'll just go for running. And then along the way, like if I stop because I can't run like that so much because I just started, I'll just run into people and like coincidentally, fortunately, a lot of the conversations didn't even start with me bringing up something. They'll just ask me a question like, "Hey, like, are you still like with this group?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then from there, we just naturally start talking.
Wow.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a really great environment.